In other words, they argue so loudly. But it's not just that, it's such a shame that you listen to the way people speak to each other. And it's such a harmful way that we interact socially. And it's not just in marriage, sometimes it's with friends, picking faults with each other, sometimes it's in the office and the workplace. And sometimes that speech which we use can cause such a lot of misery in our lives. Really, we don't know how to cultivate friendship with others. Or we don't cultivate friendship and these beautiful relationships with other beings, then we can't really cultivate a positive relationship with ourselves. And when we don't have a positive relationship with ourselves, we end up getting very stressed out, lack of self-esteem, depression and everything else. So we look at the intention behind our speech. And this right intention, the second factor of the Eightfold Path, is one of the most profound of all those 8 factors. Because it said one should cultivate thoughts and intentions of letting go, especially letting go of one's sense of self, with one's ego. And not worrying about what other people think of you, not needing to be the best, or not even needing to be anybody, just to let go of that sense of self and that ego, that pride. Now, we often focus on the deeper teachings of non-self in Buddhism, but at least this is a teaching which everyone can appreciate and understand. So the bigger the ego, the bigger the problem which you'll have in your life. And the more arrogant, the more proud you are, just the harder it is to make good friends. And the more sort of selfless you are, I'm not talking about a fake humility, where you sort of put it on that you're worse than other people, because that just makes you even more depressed. I'm talking of just being yourself and not measuring yourself against others. And letting go of this idea of a self which measures itself by possessions and by other people's opinions of you, or of your attainments and spirituality. While I was in Sri Lanka, I made a lot of the terrible perversion of spiritual materialism. Because you know in this world that people often measure themselves by the size of their houses, or by their bank balance, or the size of their car. And people say, oh, you've made it in life because now you can retire, you're only 50. But what have you made in life? You made a big bank balance, but is that what life is all about? So when you say people have made it, sometimes you question that. And that's that materialism, which many of you understand as not really being producive of real meaning and happiness in life, otherwise you wouldn't be here this evening.